Hi everybody, I'm just here to talk to you about the essentials of watercolour. If you're about to start on your watercolour journey, stay with me for a little while and I'll take you through what I believe and I tell my students are the essential products to get you started. We're going to talk through paper, paints and brushes as the three key elements and what you should be looking for. So one of the biggest mistakes people make is they rush out full of excitement. They're going to start their watercolour journey and they'll buy as many products as they can for their budget. Now I want to turn that on its head and tell you to buy less products but the right ones. Set yourself up to succeed and not to fail. So let's talk about the paper. First things first, make sure you're buying watercolour paper that is specially for the medium that you're going to be using it for. Watercolour paper is a nice thick, more of a cardstock, and that's what you're looking for. Now this is the pad that I recommend and sell to my students. It's by Bockingford at St Cuthbert's Mill and it's £140 300 GSM paper. Strong paper, it has a fine grain texture which is wonderful again for getting flowing beautiful watercolor techniques. So nearly all my lessons are based on a fine textured paper rather than a smooth paper. So what you're looking for is something that says cold pressed, okay, cold pressed paper. Sometimes you'll see CP or not, and that will tell you that you've got the textured paper you're looking for. Now this is a wonderful paper. If you want to spend a little bit more, and when I'm doing commissions for artwork to sell, then I'll go up to something like an Arches. The only difference between these papers, same weight, same GSM. This is 100% cotton, and 100% cotton does allow you to use more advanced techniques as you progress with your watercolour journey. To get started, start with the best and prepare yourself for success. So the next thing we're going to talk about are the paints. As I was saying, don't rush out and buy the biggest set of paints that you can for your budget. The lessons that I teach to my students, we use just 5 colours, 3 primary colours and 2 colours that I use on a regular basis. So what are those colours? We have Phthalo blue, Quinacradome magenta and Hansa yellow. Those 3 alone are all you need to get started. Every colour under the rainbow can be mixed for them. If you want to find out more about my essential primary colours, there's a video link that'll come up. Just click the link and go and learn more about mixing with the 3 primary colours. And red is not a primary colour. Shock horror. The other colours that I add to that, because I use them all the time, are burnt Sienna and Friends Grey. So what are the difference between the cheaper end, budget end paints and the more professional, more expensive paints? Now it doesn't matter whether you're going for pans or tubes, ultimately they are the same. Once a tube paint has been squeezed out into your palette, it will set hard and become the same as a pan. So it doesn't matter, just go for what you prefer. I would say that pans are good if you're going to do on plein air painting outside, because they're portable and you can take them with you. Tubes or pans the same. It's the quality of the paint. A professional paint is made with 100% pure pigment. The cheaper end of the market, there are chalk based products added to the paints to make the pigment go further, bringing that price down. But if you're following a tutorial using cheaper paints and you're not getting the same results as the tutor that you're following, that will be the reason. These have additives in them instead of the pure pigments. So I'd like you to go out and buy the best paints you can, and just buy 5. The next thing we're going to talk about are the brushes. So brushes, there are so many. Don't go buying tons. Initially, I would recommend the following. I would buy yourself 2 round brushes. I'm just going to bring this card so you can see better. A size 12 and a size 6. The better quality brushes you buy, the more water and paint the brushes will hold on to. These are some cheaper ones, but they are really good quality all the same. So I've got my size 12 and my size 6. These are my own brushes which I have made for me by a supplier in Germany. They are faux sable. So when I switch from this brush to this, the difference I notice the most is the amount of paint and water that the better quality brush will hold. So these are the set that I recommend to my students. The cheaper or the more expensive, but a size 12 and a size 6. And what you're looking for in your brush is that it comes to a wonderful point. So you can use one brush for multiple paintings, using the whole of the bristle for large strokes and coming up to the point for finer detail. The other brush I would recommend you buying would be a fine liner brush or a rigger brush. You'll notice that the bristles on these are longer and long and tapered. And here's the one in my set. They come in different sizes. I would recommend a size 1 to start with, and these are fantastic for doing fur texture, trees, leaves, grasses, that kind of application. So those are the 3 key round brushes which keep rolling everywhere. And on top of that, I would supplement it with a large flat brush. So this is a 1.5 inch brush, and this is really good for wetting your paper, doing large skies, large expanse of colour, oceans, foregrounds. So one larger flat brush and 3 round, and that's all you need to get started. So in addition to your paper, your high quality paints and your lovely brushes, there are a couple more things I want to talk to you about. Gummed tape. This is a reel of gum tape. You'll notice it's shiny on one side and matte on the other. This product is ideal for preparing your paper to paint. What am I talking about? Let me show you. So before I complete a painting, I'll prepare my paper, and I have a video especially that will take you through how you prepare the paper. But gum tape is essential for this process, and it will make sure your paintings 100% come out perfect every time. So don't miss that step. The other product is a board. A piece of wood. This is a simple piece of plywood that I've varnished to protect it from all the water that I'm using, and that gives you a perfect surface to do your paintings on. The last thing I want to mention is a mixing palette. Now again, you can purchase large mixing palettes like this. Whoa! What I tell my students to do is forget the mixing palette. Just grab an old plate from your cupboard. That's all you need. It's the perfect plate, especially when you're using a limited palette of colours. So you can put your paint all around the edge and use the middle surface for mixing. and it will cost you next to nothing, just a plate from your cupboard. So that's all your tools to get started. I hope that you found this useful and that you'll go on to produce some wonderful paintings. Do be sure to hit the subscribe button. There's lots of tutorials on here, particularly aimed at beginners. So have a look at this. Have fun, enjoy your painting, and have a wonderful watercolour journey. Bye for now. Bye.